This is relativity lecture number 10, BSc third year, unit number 4. So relativistic Lagrangian L, how we have to define this? So with the help of S, then we have to take integral and we will get the equation of motion. So we have to define from that Lagrangian L or relativistic Lagrangian. We have given the equation of motion del S is equal to del integral of T1 to T2 L dt is equal to 0. So that is d by dt into bracket dl upon del x L bracket complete minus del L upon del x I is equal to 0, or d by dt into bracket del L upon del Vi bracket complete minus del L upon del x I is equal to 0, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3, that is up to this one. So the equation of motion, this is the equation of motion. We find suitable Lagrangian and deduce the equation of motion from it, so that we consider the simple mechanical system of a free particle, that is particle which is not acted upon by an external force. The equation of motion, and hence the action is not acted upon by any external force. So the equation of motion and action integral must be independent of any inertial frames. Alright, the equation of motion and the action of integral must be independent of any inertial frame, otherwise they will not be remain invariant under the Laurent transformation. So a scalar is an invariant. An invariant must contain a differential of the first order. So we in relativity, as qualifies for the invariant, then the action integral is written by S is equal to minus alpha integral of 1 to 2 del S ds, where the constant alpha, this alpha characteristic the particle, and that is the mass of electric charge, and then limit 1 to is referred to the event as time t1 and t2. Here we have taken time t1 t2 minus alpha integral of t1 t2, and then yes, at time S is equal to, it becomes minus alpha integral of t1 to t2. Yes, we have to take the ds upon dt into dt. So using the analogous of del S is equal to del integral from t1 to t2 Lagrangian into Lagrangian dt, that is equal to 0, it must be 0. So we write the Lagrangian of the system as L is equal to minus alpha into ds upon dt. Understand? So noting E is equal to del L upon del xi into x suffix I minus L, that is equal to p suffix I into x suffix I minus L. We have to noting this. The Lagrangian becomes L is equal to minus alpha into c root of 1 minus c square upon 1 minus u square upon c square. So this is this constant has to be determined in form of mass and particles, in the form of mass and particles. since the relativistic mechanics goes over the classical mechanics when c tends to c tends to infinity, Lagrangian relativistic Lagrangian tends to L suffix n as c tends to this one, so it tends to infinity. So suffixes this r and n refer to relativistic and Newtonian mechanics. This is Lr is equal to L in, we have to write del xi suffix a is equal to 0, that is del xi into t1 time t1 taken is equal to 0, but this is this t for t1 time t1 this is 0, but del xi suffix t2 this is not 0, this is not 0. So this is 0 but this is not 0, so that is equal to minus alpha c into bracket 1 minus u square upon c square raised to half equal to minus alpha c into the bracket 1 minus u square upon 2c square. So for u less than or equal to c, so then Lr means relativistic Lagrangian L can be defined, that is Lr is equal to minus alpha into c plus alpha into u square upon 2c. This is the equation. This is relativistic Lagrangian. Relativistic Lagrangian can be defined. So to make the define to have the that is the to have the relativistic Lagrangian L, so we have to take the help of S, then integral and these equations with the help of, then S is equal to this one, then we have to L is equal to this one, we have to note this, and Lagrangian becomes L is equal to minus alpha into c root of 1 minus u square upon c square. This constant has to be determined in the form of mass and mass of the particle, and hence the relativistic mechanics goes over a classical mechanics. So we have to define relativistic R from this. Understand? So we have now relativity and electromagnetism. So we have to here, this is our lecture number 11 and unit number 5 BSc third year. So relativity and electromagnetism, see the definition of this one. So the classical mechanism is to be revised to bring it into accordance with the relativity, and electromagnetic theory is a part of physics. It is but natural that it shall also be in tune in the principle of relativity. So electromagnetic wave equation remains invariant under the Lorentz transformation. Hence the Maxwell equation of electromagnetic in vacuum are not changed under the Lorentz transformation. That is, they account for the special relativity. Hence, unlike the fundamental equations of classical mechanics, there is no need to modify the Maxwell equation of the electromagnetic theory. There is no need to modify the Maxwell equation of electromagnetic theory. So it is simple. The classical mechanics is to be revised to bring it into accordance with the velocity. So electromagnetic theory is a part of physics. It is but natural that it shall be also be in tune with the principle of relativity. Electromagnetic wave equation remains invariant under the Lorentz transformation. Hence, the Maxwell equation of electromagnetism in vacuum are not changed under Lorentz transformation. That is, they account for the special relativity. Unlike the fundamental equations of classical mechanics, there is no need to modify the Maxwell equation of electromagnetic theory. So here, unit number 5. So Maxwell equations of electromagnetic theory in vacuum. So here we have to write like this: the Maxwell's equation of electromagnetic theory in vacuum are divergence of E is equal to 0. So this is A. Then divergence of H is equal to 0. This is B. Then curl E is equal to -1 upon C del H upon dt. This is C. Then curl H is equal to 1 upon C del E upon del T. This is D. So all these are E and H are electric and magnetic field strengths, where E and EH are electric, magnetic and magnetic field strengths. So we have given here Maxwell equations of electromagnetic theory in vacuums are divergence of E is equal to 0, divergence of H is equal to 0, then curl E is equal to -1 upon C del H upon del T, curl H is equal to 1 upon C into del E upon dt. So where E and H are the electric and magnetic field strengths. So in component form, these equations are in component forms. These equations are del E suffix Ex upon del X. plus del E suffix y upon del y and plus del E suffix z upon del z is equal to 0. So this is E. This equation is E, and del Ez divided by del y minus del E suffix y upon dz del z plus 1 upon c del y suffix alpha upon del t is equal to 0. So these equations form del E suffix x upon del z minus del E suffix z upon del x plus 1 upon c del hy upon del t is equal to 0. This is equation H. Then in this manner we have to find H, I, J, K, L. So it means the electric charge, electric field and magnetic field taken together, the equations are going to be formed. That is the Maxwell equation. This is called the Maxwell equation of electromagnetic theory. Maxwell equation of electromagnetic theory in vacuum. All these equations are Maxwell equation of electromagnetic theory in vacuum. Yes. So this is our lecture 11, unit number 5, BSc third year is over. We'll see next tomorrow.